Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Apa kabar semuanya? Sehat semua?
Alhamdulillah baik Pak.
Sorry, I'm coming late. There are many things that I have to do in the morning. That's why I'm coming late. So sorry. Bagaimana? Yang presentasi minggu ini siapa? What group should present today?
5 and 6 sir. Blah, blah, blah.
Group 4?
Reja, Novita, Aul, sama Kartika.
Oke. For group 4, 5 ya?
Yes.
Ya, grup 5.
Group 5, oke. For group 5, what the time? What is the time? I mean the title. The title of your presentations. You can show the slide by yourself, yeah. You can show the slide by yourself. You don't need to send to me. If you want to send to me, please send to me via WA. It's okay. But for showing the slide, you just show by yourself. Thank you. Okay, for group 5, time is yours.
Ja.
Grup 5 udah ada semua kan?
Udah, Pak. Sebentar.
Oke, good.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. Today we're gonna present the presentation about rules in writing number. The first slide will be presented by Ms. Kartika. The second slide will be presented by me. The third slide will be presented by Novita Sari, and the last slide will be presented by Aulia Puspanabil. To Ms. Kartika, please feel free to take your time.
It is general best to write odd number from 0 to 100 in non-technical writing. In general and technical writing, the prevailing style is to
Guys,
write odd number.
how many slides do you have? 6. Only 6 slides.
Yes, sir.
So for group 6, you have to be ready to present today. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, please continue.
Understand. Will there are expansion to these rules? Your predominant quadratic should be expressing number consistently. 10 rule for writing number and numerals. 1. Number versus numeral. 2. Spell small number out. 3. No other standard rule. 4. Using the comma. 5. Don't start a sentence with a numeral. 6. Cantorial and decisive should be spelled out. 7. Percentage and recite. 8. If the number is root of estimate, spell it out. 9. Two numbers next to each other. And number 10, ordinal number and consistency. Next slide, dibacain sama Kak Reza.
Basics, colons, ellipses, and dashes. Point 1. Colons. A colon introduces an element or series of elements that illustrate or amplifies the information that preceded the colon. While a semicolon normally joins two independent clauses to signal a close connection between them, a colon does the job of directing you to the information following it. Second point, dashes. The first thing to know when talking about dashes is that they are almost never required by the laws of grammar and punctuation. Overusing dashes can break up the flow of your writing, making it copy or even difficult to follow, so don't overdo it. It is also important to distinguish between dashes and hyphens. Hyphens are shorter lines. They are most often used to show connection between words that are working as a unit. For example, you might see adjectives like well-intentioned or to spell certain words like email.
Yang ketiga ada ellipsis. An ellipsis is punctuation mark consisting of 3 dots. Use an ellipsis when omitting a word, phrase, line, paragraph, or more from a quote passage. Ellipses save space or remove material that is less relevant. They are useful in getting right to the point without delay or distraction. Jadi tanda baca ellipsis ini tanda baca yang biasanya menandai penghilangan sengaja suatu kata atau frasa dalam teks tersebut. Tanda baca ini tuh menunjukkan jeda pada pembicaraan, pikiran yang belum selesai, atau akhir pada kalimat. Contohnya seperti titik-titik ucap kata saya, misalnya kayak gitu. Dan untuk tanda ellipsis sendiri ini selalu didahului dan diikuti dengan spasi. Kalau tanda ellipsisnya pada akhir kalimat selalu diikuti tanda titik. Misalkan tanda ellipsis itu ada 3 titik ya. Kalau ditambah tanda titik pada akhir kalimat jadi ada 4 titik. Selanjutnya Aulia Puspananda. Terima kasih.
When to use them. 1. When to use
Who is speaking? Who is speaking?
colon. Colon are typically
All right. Please. Aulia.
kedengaran, Sir.
Okay, please. Please, lanjutkan.
Example, list a quote, fact, or an explanation of what came before. 2. When to use a ellipse. I bet money that the ellipse is the most misused piece of punctuation next to the comma. Many use it the indicated a pause or transition in our town. The ellipsis can very much be used to indicate that you have not finished trailing off into silence. 3. When to use the dashes. Use a dash in place of parentheses. You can use two dashes on either end of content, just like you would with parentheses. Unlike parentheses, dashes draw more attention and emphasis to the text between them. With parentheses, you're typically saying this is extra information. Thank you.
Done?
That's all, sir. Thank you.
Okay, what did you present today? What is all about? What is all about? Sebenarnya apa yang dipresentasikan hari ini?
Punctuation, sir.
Sorry?
Punctuation.
Punctuations. So what is punctuations?
Tanda baca, sir.
Tanda baca. Why you don't explain in the presentations? Actually, if your title is punctuations, so here you have to put the punctuation itself. You have to put the punctuation itself. Kind of punctuation. What is the kind of punctuations? You have to put there. Biar arahnya jelas gitu loh. Biar arahnya jelas. Terus rules in writing number here. Here is the number versus numerals. Spell small numbers out. No other standard rule using the comma. Don't start a sentence with a numeral. X. All right. No other standard rule. Don't start a sentence with a numeral. Centuries and decades should be spelled out. The sentences and receives if the number is rounded. Here, I didn't see the examples rules in writing number here. It is just written the rules itself, but the example no examples. Here for basics, colons and dashes. No examples. How can your friend will be understood if you didn't give the examples? Because language is practice, right? If you do not practice, you cannot speak. Nah, praktisnya bagaimana? Dengan cara apa? You have to put the example so your friend can read it. Okay, for group 5. Ada pertanyaan untuk grup 5? Mr. Erlan, maybe. I think you have questions. Really? Mr. Osama? So you already understand about the rules of number and the rule of punctuations. You can ask Miss Novita, you can ask Mr. Reza, Mrs. Aulia, and Miss Kartika. Mr. Haba. Where are you?
In my home.
No, I didn't ask where are you, but who are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How
Oh,
about
good. Do you have any question for group 4? Group 5, I mean.
I think I didn't have any question for group 4, group 5, Mr.
So you already understand about number,
Number. Little bit.
about punctuations.
Question is, this is my topic.
That's your topic yesterday. All right.
Semicolon and lupa saya. Apa gitu.
Semicolon and punctuation. Semicolon and what is today? I forgot it. So there's no question.
Yes,
Two students are going to toilet. Raihan and Erlangga. Oh no, Raihan is still 6 right now. And
sorry.
sorry.
Itu Rio.
Rio kemana?
Sakit. Tadi dia titip ke saya.
Oh, Rio yang sakit. Raihan ada. Sorry. Oke. Habis itu siapa lagi yang Mr. Ronaldo, do you have any question for group 5? If you don't have any question, we continue to group 5. Group 6, I mean. Who are group 6? Who are they? Mr. Osama and friends, yeah. Mr. Osama and friends. If you don't have any question for group 5, here, Mr. Aditya. Where is Mr. Aditya? Aditya. Okay, Aditya Duta Ramadan. There is a question from Mr. Aditya. Okay, group 5, please. What is the difference between a hyphen and the dash? Yeah, we already learned about hyphen yesterday, right? That's why Mr. Aditya Duta Ramadan asks, what is the difference between a hyphen and the dash? If you look at it, the shape is the same as a horizontal line. Lihat tuh, dia bilang seperti itu. Ya, kalau kita lihat dari shape-nya itu ya, hampir sama horizontal line. Happen juga kayak gitu kemarin, ya kan? So what is the differences? Please, group 5. Yeah. Is yours. That's a good question, Mr. Raditya. Come on. Miss Aulia, you already found it? Hmm?
Jawabnya boleh pakai
Hmm? Ayo. Why the sign elliptical marks are often said to be the most misused part of punctuation next to commas as well as examples. Tuh, from Mr. Wahyu also. Kenapa signs elliptical marks selalu dibilang paling sering salah gunakan tempatnya ya, partnya of punctuation. Hampir sama dengan koma katanya, next to comma. As well as the example. What is that the example? Can you give the example, Mr. Wahyu Kurniawan? Ayo. The first question was, is the difference between a hyphen and the dash?
Okay, I will answer the question of Aditya.
Okay, please, Mr. Reza. And the other, you have to looking for the answer. What is the sign elliptical mark? Why the sign elliptical mark are often said to be the most misused? The second questions. Please, Mr. Reza.
To Mr. Aditya, in my opinion, is hyphen is the function of hyphen is to combine, and the dashes function is to separate. Yang mana artinya itu hyphen itu kan tanda sama hyphen dan dashes itu sama-sama tanda penghubung. Tapi kalau hyphen itu lebih ke menggabungkan. kalau dashes itu lebih ke untuk memisahkan. Begitu. Kalau udah jelas tadi.
Jelas. Terima kasih, Reza.
Sama-sama.
Jadi kalau hyphen itu untuk menggabungkan antara word to word, right? Antara kata satu dan kata lainnya. Jadi digabungkan kayak gitu kan. Tapi dengan hyphen. Hyphennya itu kecil apa gede hyphennya? Apa garisnya?
Kalau hyphen itu kecil, Pak.
Kecil. Nah, kalau dash itu berarti gede ya kan. Dia emang terpisah antara kata satu dan kata lainnya. Kalau hyphen tuh emang digabung kayak gitu. Ada jarak antara kata satu dan kata lainnya. That's the dash. Oke? Okay? That's good. Mr. Aditya? You got it?
Iya. Makasih, Pak. Makasih, Reza.
Okay. Okay, thank you for group 5, Mr. Reza ya. What about the second questions? Ayo, yang second question tuh, why the sign elliptical marks are often said to be the most misused part of punctuation? Kenapa sih sering di sign elliptical mark itu are often said to be the most misused? Sering dibilang jarang salah digunakan ya, misuse. Sering salah digunakan. Salah tempat bisa juga misplace, misuse, misplace. Why the same elliptical marks are often said to be the most misused? Kayak mana sih sign elliptical marks itu? Tanda apa itu sign elliptical marks?
Titik 3, Pak.
Kayak mana itu titik 34? Can you give me here?
Macam tuh.
Jadi ada titik-titik kayak gitu ya.
Ya, Pak.
Thus, sign elliptical marks are often said to be the most misused. Ayo, kenapa itu jadinya? Anyone can answer? Mr. Osama, maybe? You know that, yeah?
I can explain, but I couldn't really don't know how to spell the answer in English. I know how to use, but I don't know how to spell it in English.
It's okay, in bahasa it's okay.
Penggunaan titik 3 itu digunakan kepada untuk menjelaskan kalimat yang apa ya namanya? Itu untuk menghentikan kalimat, tapi untuk masih ada hubungannya dengan kalimat sebelumnya, tidak untuk memisah. Sedangkan koma kayak untuk memisahkan aku, kamu, dan kita. Nah, itu ada koma diantaranya, memisahkan antara satu dan yang lain. Ketika untuk gunakan 3 titik, itu masih ada hubungannya dengan kata pertama. Misalkan aku pengen makan, menjelaskan ada hubungannya dari subjek pertama kepada apa yang dilakukan selanjutnya. Tuh. Kalau saya.
That's for sign elliptical.
Yes, sir.
That's sign for elliptical. If so, the word if sign elliptical, there are titik ya, ada 3 titik ya after the word ya, ada 3 titik. He still the word still there is a connection from another word before or after.
Before, sir.
Kata sebelumnya ya.
Yes.
So he still there is still correlation between this word aku, maybe I, blah blah blah, or me ya, can be me or I or you here. There is correlation between this word aku here with another word before. Yeah, that's for the sign elliptical ya. And comma I, you, we, they itu hanya untuk memisahkan saja. Sebenarnya mah sama saja. Dia itu masih ada hubungannya sebenarnya. I, you, we, I, you, we. Terus ada kalimat setelahnya, itu masih ada hubungannya. Cuma untuk memisahkan antara word dengan word, itu komanya itu sendiri. Oke? Mr. Wahyu Kurniawan, got it?
Understand, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's a good question, actually. So there are 2 questions, and I think that's a good question. For next, any question? Another question, maybe? No? Okay, for group 6, Mr. Osama and friends, time is yours.
Wait. The system first. Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I want to say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who giving us opportunity to stay healthy, and we still have a meeting in this morning. And also I want to say thank you to Mr. Dewanga who giving us a chance to presentation about our discussion.
All right.
This time we wanna presentation about tense. Before that, I want to introduce my group. First is Firly Adinda Putri Azara from System Informatik, Intan Ratnasari from System Informatik 2, Kamalia Mardia from System Informatik, and I, Claude Muhammad Osama Abdillah from Informatik.
Wow.
That's all about introducing. Let's begin with the first speaker, Kamalia Mardia. Time is yours.
Present tense. Present tense is a form of the verb used to indicate events or occurrences that occur in the present and or to express general statements. The present tense consists of the following four types. Simple present tense. The simple present tense is the verb used to express a repetitive action or action. This action or this can be in the form of various things such as habits, hobby, routine activity, recurring events, emotion, desires, and so on. In writing, the simple present tense has a formula that depends on the type and form of the sentence as follows. Types of sentence. Positive. Sentence form verbal and formula is subject plus verb 1 plus as or as. And from nominal formula is subject plus is or am or are plus nominal. And tip
Sorry. How many slides do you have, sir?
28, sir.
Okay, please. That's good.
For type of sentence negative, the form verbal, the formula is subject plus do or does plus not plus infinitive. And from nominal, the formula is subject plus is or am or are plus not plus nominal. And type interrogative, the form verbal, the formula is do or does, the subject plus infinitive. And from nominal, the formula is or am or are, the subject plus nominal. Next. Based on the formula above, an example sentence can be made like the following. Example plus, I live in Jogja. You are a student. Negative, I do not live in Jogja. You are not a student. And interrogative, do.
Why?
You live in Jogja. Are you a student? Next.
Why my camera is off? Okay, please continue.
Be present continuous tense. The present continuous tense is used to denote a continuous event or action or to indicate that an
Miss
event.
Kamalia. So what is present? Simple present. Ayo.
Apa?
Sir, are you there? Sir? Sir, are you there? Oh, there. Continue maybe.
Ini lanjut.
Yes. Ya,
Action or to indicate that an event is happening or will happen soon. Apart from that, the present continuous tense can also be used to denote events such as the following. Sentence in the form of the present continuous tense can be made using a formula like the following. Type of sentence. Positive sentence, the formula is subject plus to be plus verb plus ing. Negative sentence, the formula is as subject plus to be plus not plus verb plus ing. The interrogative sentence, the formula is to be plus subject plus verb plus ing plus interrogative. And for the next explain is intent. For intent, time is your.
Based on this formula, here is an example of a sentence in the form of a simple continuous tense. In positive, I am working at office. Negative, I am not working at office. And interrogative, am I working at office? Next. Oh, sama. See, present perfect tense. To express events that have occurred and are still taking place at the present time, we can use the present perfect tense. This form of the verb can be used in the following situation. Declare in... Kok beda sih? Following situation.
Apanya yang beda?
Beda dari sini. Ya. Nggak, dari sininya beda, Pak. Ya, lanjut aja. The present perfect tense, the present continuous tense is used to denote a continuous event or action or to indicate that an event
This is the present continuous tense, right? This is present perfect tense, right?
Yes.
Why can be present continuous tense? Yes. Please edit it. Present continuous tense is used to denote this present continuous tense. Continuous event, right? Event that still continue, that's present continuous tense. That you already explained before.
Kayaknya salah deh, Pak, ininya, Pak, dalam slide-nya.
Iya, sama, tapi kan beda nih. Perfect loh, perfect. Rumusnya perfect apa? Ayo.
Perfect, rumusnya itu subject have, kalau yang positif verbalnya subject have or has, verb 3, object or adverb. Terus kalau nominalnya subject have or has, been, noun or adjective or adverb. Terus kalau negatifnya the verbal subject have or has, not, verb 3, object or adverb. Terus nominal is subject have or has, not, been, noun or adjective or adverb. Interrogative verbnya have or has, subject, verb 3, object or adverb. Terus kalau nominal have or has, subject, been, noun or adjective or adverb.
Okay, please.
Next. Next. Based on the simple continuous perfect tense formula
Present
above,
perfect tense.
Continuous perfect tense formula above, here is an example of it used in several sentence forms. In positive is she have seen that movie many times. Negative is she have not seen that movie many times.
And integrative is have she see that movie many times. Next. E, present perfect continuous tense. The perfect present continuous tense is used to express an action or event that is taking place before some other action or situation. Therefore,
For the others, yeah, another students, please pay attention to this because this is the basic English, right? This is the basic English. If you don't understand this presentation, you will not understand at all in English. Okay, you have to pay attention to them. Okay, please continue. Please, Miss Intan, continue. Hello. Hello.
maksudnya gimana ya, Pak?
Ya, silakan dilanjutkan.
Oh, dilanjut. Therefore, this tense refers to an action that was performed in the past and is still continuing today. To make the sentence the present perfect continuous tense, the following formula can be applied. Is positive is subject have or has been, verb 1 and ing. Negative is subject have or has not been, verb 1 ing. And integrative is have or has subject been, verb 1 ing. Past tense. The basic form of tense in English is the past tense. This tense relates to all event or incident that occurred in the past. This form uses the second form of verb, both regular and irregular verb. In detail, the past tense forms are divided into 8 categories as follows. Is simple past tense.
Okay, before we continue to simple past tense, anyone want to ask about simple present, about present tense? Anyone can ask about present tense? Okay, how many present tense here? Simple present, then present continuous, then present perfect, present perfect continuous, and last
Present perfect.
present perfect.
Present perfect.
So there are 5. There are 5 or there are 4?
4, sir.
4. There are 4. All right. For simple present, there are 4. Okay, can you back to the slide from the first slide until from the first slide. Present tense, then next simple present ya, simple present, present continuous, next present perfect tense, present perfect continuous, present perfect, present 5, right? Simple present, present tense, yeah, present tense. Okay, and then next simple present, still simple present. Okay, next present continuous. Where is present continuous? Okay, next present perfect. Next present perfect continuous. Then only 4, right? Okay. Any question, guys? Mungkin bisa ditanyakan terkait dengan waktunya kapan. Simple present itu waktunya kapan sih? Kalau apa namanya itu continuous bagaimana? You can ask. If you already understand, you don't need to ask.
Mister, you can X.
Mr.
Fahrul.
Fahrul, okay. Mr. Fahrul, you have any question
Coba ke slide yang contohnya perfect present. Perfect itu ya. Simple perfect.
Present perfect.
Yang contohnya.
Tuh, present perfect tuh contohnya tuh.
Harusnya kan kalau yang positif kan verb 3 ya. Seharusnya itu kan kalau perfect kan pakai verb 3 semua kan?
Iya, that's why.
Itu seharusnya C-nya bukannya yang kalau di verb 3 itu C itu sin.
Iya.
Why use verb 1?
Nah, itu ayo. Makanya saya bilang tadi perfect. Kalau perfect rumusnya bagaimana? Mr. Osama? Atau itu apa salah tulis atau bagaimana?
Berarti yang di sini nggak ada simple itu ya, simple future tense.
Apa? Future di bawah.
Nanti itu terakhir.
Terakhir.
Masih ada yang lain ini baru present tense. Rumusnya untuk perfect ya, perfect itu have, has, verb 3. Itu semua berlaku baik di present maupun past maupun future. That's why last time I asked you, siapa tadi, Miss Nabila ya? Siapa tadi itu? Are you sure this is perfect tense? Gitu. Perfect continuous tense. Remember perfect continuous tense ya, lihat nih ya. Saya kasih lihat rumusnya sedikit saja. Banyak juga nggak apa-apa. Do you want to? Saya share screen dulu ya sebentar ya. Ini rumusnya. Ya. Time-nya itu ada 3. Time-nya itu ada 4 nih. Terus ada present, ada past, ada future. Kejadiannya ada 3. Event-nya itu ada 3. Waktunya ada 4. Ada simple, ada continuous, ada perfect continuous. For simple present, subject ya, verb 1, is are, nominal bisa. S plus ES for the nominal, is are. For simple past, was were, menggunakan untuk kata kerja menggunakan verb 2, kalau untuk nominalnya menggunakan was were. For the future, will plus verb 1. What about simple continuous tense? Simple present continuous tense. Subject plus SES plus verb ing, atau untuk nominalnya subject plus is are plus verb ing. Begitu juga selanjutnya nih untuk past, untuk perfect nih. So that's a good question from Mr. siapa tadi? Fahrul. Why? Can you show the slide, Mr. Osama? Can you show us the slide, your slide? Nah, here. Are you sure this is present perfect tense? Oh yeah, it is already present perfect tense. I have seen that movie many times. Here, present perfect tense. Good. All right. Okay, Mr. Fahro, got it? Yeah, thank you, for the corrections.
Merhatiin
Thank
itu.
you.
Ya.
Thank you for the corrections. Okay, please continue. Apa ada pertanyaan lain? Nggak ada? Kita lanjutkan. Lanjutkan. Please.
Plus E, simple past tense. This form of the sentence is used to express events or incidents in the past that have been completed. This event can take place over a long period of time or not. In addition, this job can occur one after another in succession. Simple past tense is the following in the formula is to make simple past tense sentence. To make it easier for us to understand the formula above, here is an example of each type of sentence. Positive is Budi went to London yesterday. Budi did not go to London yesterday. Did Budi go to London yesterday? Is type of sentence is kalimat positif. Rumus kalimatnya subject verb 2 is I or I, you, we, they, where, he, she, it plus was. Kalimat negatifnya is subject did not, bear infinitive, I, you, we, they were not, he, she, it was not. Kalimat integratifnya is did, subject, bear, infinitive, was, were, and subject. And the next is Osama.
All right, from here I wanna explain about the past continuous tense. Sampai akhir. Past continuous tense is used to denote an event or indicate that occurred with a certain period of time. This form is also used to denote something that happened before the present and still going on today. From the formula, we can already know what about the positive sentence. The positive sentence have a formula subject plus was or were plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. The negative sentence is subject plus was also or were plus not plus verb 1 plus ing and plus object. The interrogative sentence is was or were plus subject plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Based on the formula above, here is an example to make it easier to understand. The positive sentence, Budi was studying yesterday. The negative sentence, Budi was not studying yesterday. The interrogative sentence is, what was Budi studying yesterday? Okay, next. Past future tense. Past future tense is used to describe an action or event that has been planned and or promised in the future at a time that is past. In addition, this tense can also be used to describe event or action that have become obligatory. Invite others to do something and declare an event that did not occur in the past and the present time. Formula to past future tense. The positive sentence. Subject plus verb 2. In the subject, we can use I, you, we, they, or plus where. And when we use subject he, see it, it will use to be was. The negative sentence is subject plus did plus not plus verb relative. And the subject when it use I, you, we, they, it will be the to be, were plus not. When the subject is he or she or it, the to be, it will was plus not. The interrogative sentence is did plus subject plus verb infinitive. The to be will be changed when the subject is changed to. When the subject is I, you, we, they, the to be is what is where. And when the subject is he, she, it, the to be is was. Example of the sentence based on the formula above are as follow. The positive sentence, you said you will remember him. The negative sentence, you said you would not remember him. The interrogative sentence, would you say remember him? Next slide. Past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is used to emphasize that event or indicate in the past have occurred before or even occurred in the past. In the details, this sentence can be used to express unrealized up to intention or plans to show dissatisfaction with something in the past, which is usually marked by the use
Dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction.
Sorry, sir?
Dissatisfaction.
To show dissatisfaction.
Dissatisfaction. Faction. Dissatisfaction.
Dissatisfaction?
Dissatisfaction. Faction.
Disstatics?
There is no dissatisfaction. No. Dissatisfaction.
Oh, dissatisfaction.
Dissatisfaction.
Dissatisfaction. There's something in the past which is usually marked by the use of words such as I wish, or if only. Wow. The formula past perfect tense is when is positive sentence is subject plus had plus verb 3 plus object. The negative sentence is subject plus had plus not plus verb 3 plus object. The interrogative sentence is had plus subject plus verb 3 plus subject and plus the interrogative occasion. Example of the sentence when is positive sentence. She asked if I had watched Titanic. The negative sentence, you might have been so tired when you stopped playing. The interrogative sentence, had you got some water after you took your pill that night? The next slide is about past future perfect tense. Past future perfect tense is a form of which is used to express past event where those events were planned, promised, or have been carried out before a certain time in the future from the perspective of the past. The sentence is the past tense of the present future perfect tense. The sentence formula is on the next slide. Oh God. Formula of past future perfect tense. The positive sentence, subject plus would or should plus have plus verb 3 or past participle. The negative sentence, subject plus would or should plus not plus have plus verb 3 or past participle. The interrogative sentence, would or should plus subject or plus subject plus have plus property or participle past participle plus the interrogative question. Example of sentence that use the above sentence from the are as follow. Positive sentence. She would have seen the car accident on the street. The negative sentence. You should not have read this information. The interrogative sentence. Would she have seen the car accident on the street? IDK. Okay, the next slide is about past future continuous tense. This sentence is used to express to event or events that are predicted to occur in the past, restarting something that is believed to really happen, and to state event that will be happening at a specific time in the past. The formula is the next slide. Formula about past future continuous tense when is positive sentence is is subject plus should or would plus be verb plus verb.
Verb ing. That's continuous, right? That's verb ing.
Verb 1.
Verb ing.
Yes, sir?
Verb ing.
Yes, sir.
Verb ing. There is no verb 1. We go to verb ing. Verb which is plus ing. Verb ing. That's number 1.
The formula is subject plus should or would plus be plus verb ing plus object. The negative sentence is subject plus should or would plus not plus to be plus be plus verb ing plus object. The interrogative sentence is should or would plus subject plus to be plus verb ing plus object and plus the interrogative location. Example of the sentence is a form of tense mentioned above are as follows. The positive sentence is I would have been living here for 10 years by last June. Yeah. The negative sentence is I would not have been living here for 10 years by last June. The interrogative sentence is would I have been living in here for 10 years by last June? Okay, the next slide is about future tense. Future tense is form of a verb that is used to describe event or occurrence in the future. This form consists of the following 4 categories tense, blah blah. First is simple future tense. This sentence is used to express event that will occur in the future. This form consists two categories, namely plus verb plus to be plus verb. Sentence is simply future tense can be used to make promise, make plans based on the experience or self-intuition, and to talk about event that will occur which we have no power of influence over the event. Example of the sentence include the following. The positive sentence, my wife will be here tomorrow. The negative sentence, I will not call you tomorrow. The interrogative sentence, what are you going to this month? Here is formula for making a simple future tense sentence. When is positive sentence, there is 2 types, a verbal and nominal. When it's verbal, the formula is subject plus will or shall plus verb 1 plus object. or subject plus to be plus going to plus verb 1 plus object. When is nominal in the positive sentence, subject plus will or shall plus to be plus complement, or subject plus to be plus going to be plus complement. The negative sentence is also have two types, the verbal type and the nominal type. The verbal type is subject plus will or shall plus not plus verb 1 plus object, or subject plus to be plus entity plus going to plus verb 1 plus object. The nominal is subject plus will or shall plus not to be plus complement, or subject plus to be plus not going to be plus verb 1 plus object. The interrogative, the interrogative, uh, the interrogative formula on the verbal is will or shall plus subject plus verb 1 plus object plus the interrogative question, or to be plus subject plus going to plus verb 1 plus object plus the interrogative question. The nominal type, the nominal interrogative sentence is will or shall plus to be plus complement plus the object plus the interrogative sentence, or to be plus subject plus going to be plus the complement plus the interrogative occasion. Actually, this future tense have four, but in here we're just showing two types. I'm sorry, because it's too long. This sentence is
For the other, you can search in the internet. Two future past future tense, future past. Oh,
yes, sir.
what is the last two types? What are they?
Is perfect and the perfect continuous.
All right, you can search in the internet.
Yes, sir, if they want. This sentence is used to express that subject will do something at a predetermined predetermined predetermined
Predetermined.
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 Baca aja predetermined. Determined.
Oh, predetermined.
Predetermined. Determined. Determined.
At a predetermined.
Determined. Determined.
So hard one.
All right. Let's continue, please.
The second form is the following formula. There is three types about the sentence. The positive sentence is subject plus we plus be plus verb 1 plus ing plus the object or adverb, or the subject plus will plus be plus noun or adjective or adverb. The negative sentence is subject plus will plus not plus be plus verb 1 plus ing plus object or adverb, or subject plus will plus not plus be plus noun adjective or adverb. The interrogative sentence is will plus subject plus not plus be plus verb ing verb 1 plus ing plus object or adverb plus interrogative occasion, or will plus subject plus be plus noun or adjective or adverb plus the interrogative occasion. That's all about our presentation. Thank you very much.
Any question? Or for Mr. Osama, you can send this slide to my WA. Yeah. Oh, you already sent to me?
No, sir, belum.
Okay. Okay, please. Okay, thank you. Our time is over. We have the time for 6 minutes for present for absence. Erlangga.
Present, sir.
Ini
Present, sir.
pertemuan berapa kita ini?
9
Pertemuan
maybe.
berapa?
9 mungkin.
13 atau 14?
13 Pak, kalau nggak salah.
13
Sepertinya.
Hah? Sure. Sekalian sama UTS kemarin. Come on. Ayo. Sambil diingat-ingat ya. Because in my
Erlangga present, sir.
Because in my data here pertemuan 14. That's why I'm not sure here. Maybe I'm wrong. Rio sakit. Graceberg, where are you? You have no voice in this morning. Graceberg, are you still sleeping? Mr. Asberg? No. Ketika Widya dari Budiman? Kartika? Present. Muhammad Fahrul? Dimas Saiful Aziz?
Present.
Dimas Saiful Aziz ada?
Dimas udah keluar, sir, kalau nggak salah.
Udah ya? Udah keluar ya? Laudi Osama. Oke. Rega?
Present.
Wahyu Kurniawan Gultom? Erlan Ingkiriwang?
Present, sir.
Present, sir.
Zulfa Malika mana? Zulfa. Ada kabar nggak dari Zulfa? No? Zulfa kelas pagi kan?
Iya, Pak.
Nggak ada kabar kan?
Nggak ada, Pak.
Oke. Aditya Duta Ramadan.
Present, sir.
Muhammad Reza Pahlevi.
Present, sir.
Alright. TI Ahmad Baharu.
Present, sir.
Nana Irmanto.
Present.
Muhammad Gozi. Muhammad Gozi. Nothing. Ronaldo Emmanuel Jalira.
Present.
Nurlela Hildayati. Nurlela, are you there? All right. Abah, Kisha. Intan Ratnasari.
Present.
Kamalia Mardia. Erli Sik. Muhammad Raihan.
Present, sir.
Novita Sari.
Present.
Wulandari.
Present, sir.
Aulia Puspanabila.
Present, sir.
Muhammad Fahmi. Nothing. So for the presentation actually have been done There is no presentation anymore. So next week we continue to the material from me, inshallah. Any question?
Me, sir.
No?
Me.
Why, Mr. Bahrul?
The last slide is future continue test. Why in the interrogative
Ini sudah slide, Mr. Osama.
ada not gitu? Kenapa ada kata not?
I'm sorry, maybe you see the negative sentence. Di sini salah ini. Kelebihan.
Sebenarnya di interrogatif mau ada not ataupun nggak ada not juga. Kalau mau jadinya negatif interrogatifnya pertanyaannya jadinya negatif maka ditambah not. Kalau nggak ada interrogatif, kalau bukan negatif atau positif berarti nggak usah dipakai not di interrogatif itu. Gitu aja Mas Muhammad Fahrul.
Berarti sebenarnya bisa dipakai nggak Pak? Kalau not
bisa dong.